Thanks, Lynn. Hi, and a pleasant good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Rotary's Rivalry Week 2019 Roundtable. It is Cross-Town Confrontation time in the city. So, get ready for the Bartholomew Brouhaha. To set the stage for East and North soccer soirees, ladies teams first, Columbus East girls soccer coach Dr. Ilya Schwartzman, beginning his 16th year as head coach. Biggest family news over the summer is his daughter is now an associate professor at the University of Cincinnati. And some of the family members climbed the highest peak in Hawaii over the summer. Folklore has it that after every soccer win, the coach heads to the fridge for a generous dollop of ice cream topped with caramel syrup. First car, 1979 Olds Cutlass, equipped with AM stereo, no AC, good for 200,000 miles. Columbus East girls soccer coach, Dr. Ilya Schwartzman.
Thank you, Sam. Thank you, Rotarians, for once again having us here. It's a wonderful atmosphere. For those who were here last year, you remember that my stand-up comedy career came to a halting. So, after a lot of self-reflection, soul-searching, meditation, and psychotherapy, I decided that I'm going to give it another try. I'm apologizing for a long speech because I didn't have time to write a short one. So this weekend, I saw a referee pick up his phone during the game and noticed he had 10 missed calls. All right. I want to tell you a little bit about our soccer team. This year, so Columbus East women's soccer started in 1994, which marks 25 years. So it's a big year. We've celebrated it. We just started celebrating it in our camp when we actually had a little panel presentation where we were fortunate enough to invite several members of the original team, along with several members of some of the other years, so it was kind of a spread. But it was fantastic. The girls got to hear some stories of the first team, what it felt like, what they went through, all the wins over North, all the great stuff. So it was wonderful, a wonderful experience. And you know, every year we try to improve on what we've accomplished in the past. Last year was one of the strongest seasons we've had. We ended up the season at 15-3. We were ranked number 10 in the state at the end of the season, and that was the highest ranking Columbus East women's soccer has ever had at the end of the season. And this year we started out strong, and this is the first year that we actually were ranked in the top 20 in the preseason. So that's very good accomplishment for this group of young athletes. We returned 11 varsity players, which quite honestly doesn't sound like a lot, but last year we played 13-player rotation. So we're not very big in numbers, but we're strong in numbers. We returned 7 starters. We're led by 3 captains this year, Jada Berkmeyer, Maya Federley, and Lindsay Stoughton. Last Wednesday night, Bloomington North was a little bit of a tough start for us. We should have won the game. We just couldn't put the ball in the back of the net, even if our lives depended on it. But then on Saturday, we came back with a really, really strong win against number 18 2A Roncalli, and that was very good to see. We had really good, strong performance, which really gives us a nice springboard into this week. Tonight, we're facing a very strong opponent in number 17 Bloomington South, and then Wednesday, of course, is our friends at Cross-Town Columbus North. It's a great rivalry. It's great because we've coached all of them, or most of them. We're friends with most of them. We're friends before the game, we are foes during the game, we're friends again after the game. We have a long relationship with Columbus North coaching staff. I've known Dave now for several years, class act, so he runs a class program. Great deal of respect for everything that they do at North. But come Wednesday night, all of that is going to be scratched, and it's blood on the field. So please come out. It's going to be a great match against two top 20 teams, and should be fun. Come out and watch.
Columbus North has a new girls soccer coach, as noted, but he is certainly not new to our community. David Young is a former Franklin High School girls soccer coach and was a boys assistant at East last year. He lives in Franklin, went to Franklin High School and Franklin College, 4 children, oldest a sophomore at Bethel. Conveniently a big Disney fan, but sadly no trip this summer. First car, mid-80s VW Rabbit. Columbus North girls soccer coach, David Young.
Thanks, Sam. I wanted to thank everybody here for having us. As Sam said, first year as a coach here at North, but definitely not unfamiliar to the community. I've worked here for about 20 years at AT&T. I'm an engineer, and it's something special, Rivalry Week. I've actually brought my family down for several years to the matchups, football and soccer, both. Interesting fact, my son who plays at East, I coached him last year, also decided that he was going to kick this year for football, so now he kicks for East as well. It's difficult. It's going to be a difficult week for me. I'm not sure what I'm going to wear yet. I haven't decided, but obviously on Wednesday I'll be wearing blue. I'm going to root for my kid. That's what we do as parents. So, but as the community, I want to thank everybody that has reached out to us as our family and kind of welcomed us. Hester, he's been amazing. Just kind of given us free reign of the program, and we've tried to do things the right way. Not that it wasn't done the right way in the past, but some of the things that we as coaches can focus on are the off the field attributes in a team. And so one of the things that we decided to do was do a lot of the community service projects with the girls. One being, we ran a free soccer clinic for youth girls. We ran that, had 40 girls come out between the ages of 7 and 13, and partnered with Chick-fil-A in the community. They served lunch for the girls, had the cow come out, and it was a good day. We're going to have those again, hopefully annually, and hopefully this next time I'll give Doc a little heads up. I know last time it wasn't a heads up, and so this time hopefully East can come together and with North, and we can have a big community service project there. Another thing that we did this summer was we contacted the Love Chapel. We took a survey of the girls. About 40% of the girls said that the Love Chapel was something that they wanted to give back to. So we had 35-ish, 37 girls help out at the Love Chapel. Service project, doing food truck, went to the homeless shelter and cleaned, just giving back to people that are less fortunate to our team, something bigger than us. I think the stat that I had was about 160 volunteer hours just in that one day alone. So just a way to give back. Some of these girls have been a part of stuff like that before. Others haven't, and we've had nothing but great things come back to us for it. So off season, just real quick, played a lot of summer matches, had a lot of success. We played Center Grove, as Doc mentioned, 2 top 20 teams. I'm not sure what we're ranked now. Preseason, we were 16. We played Center Grove last Monday. I think the girls maybe thought they were a little bit better than what we were, and we weren't ready for Center Grove. And late in the game, it was like 1-1 with 20 to go. We were in it. They went up 2-1. We had chances to tie inside the 6, put it right at the keeper. So yes, the end result was 4-1. We lost, but we feel like with a couple of the starters that were out, we feel like we can get them if we do get them in sectionals. as Doc mentioned, they played on Saturday. We played on Saturday as well. We played Seymour. Seymour's generally a pretty decent team. We went down there. We won 4-0. It's 4-0 with about 20 minutes to go in the game. We pulled our starters at that point. I think we gave up one shot, so to our 17. So it was a nice rebound game for us. And tonight's opponent, although it will be an interesting one, we actually play Franklin, which is where I came from. So we get to go there. So hopefully that will be an opportunity for me to see some people that I've grown to love over the years, but also have to play against them. It's not quite the opponent that Doc has to see tonight in Bloomington South, but I think it will get us ready for Wednesday. And then finally, just real quick, East has some great players that our team respects. As Doc mentioned, they've all grown up together, and that's the thing that Columbus has different than most cities around Indiana, is that they have 2 high schools. All of those girls have played soccer together for years. They all respect one another. We all know what they bring. Okay, we know they have great players. We know that they have a great coaching staff. Okay, there's not going to be an extra rah-rah speech from us, because the girls know what to expect. They know that the energy level is going to be high, and so as coaches, we kind of have to rein that in, make sure they stay level with everything, and we go and play. So my hope is that you guys all come out, enjoy the show. It's going to be fun, and at the end of the day, that nobody gets hurt, no injuries at the end of the day, and it's a good competition. Thank you.
Brad Barber, 11th year Columbus East Boys Soccer, has 2 youngsters involved in soccer and, quote, every other sport imaginable. He has season tickets for the family, and the whole crew is enjoying FC Cincinnati Major League Soccer. First car, 1988 Chevy Beretta with no overdrive. Columbus East Boys Soccer coach, Brad Barber.
Thank you, Sam, and thanks again for hosting us at this wonderful event. Sam mentioned we did purchase season tickets to FC Cincinnati this year. We've never had season tickets to anything, and to get a chance to go over and watch the top-level MLS team play on a regular basis is exciting. My kids really enjoy it, and I didn't realize how much till later. At the most recent game, at the end of the match, my daughter, who is 8 years old, said to me, Dad, we can't leave yet. The most important part of the game is coming up. And I looked at her confused. I couldn't understand because all the fans were leaving, the game was over. So what could be so exciting? She said, Dad, I love when the referees leave the field and all the fans gather around the tunnel and yell at them. So we watched, and she was right. They all yelled at them. And I thought for the first time, I think we have a future coach in the family. It's been an exciting year for Columbus East. Our team GPA improved for the 6th year in a row. We were able to add 2 coaches to our staff. When you lose a coach like David Young, you got to add 2 coaches to your staff. We're lucky enough to bring back Ethan Grauman, Josh Guncher, Nathan Klein, Buster Kopis, and this year we added Javier Lara and John Sandlin. We were off to a good start. We're 2-0-1 after 3 matches. We started the year off at Floyd Central, where we were able to get a 4-1 win against a big-time rival for us in the conference and the team that won our sectional last year. We then, this past week, went up to Center Grove, came away with a 2-0 win versus the number 6 team in the state, and were able to tie Brownsburg. We are currently ranked number 13 in the state. There's plenty of competition within our team, more competition, quite honestly, than the 10 years that I've been there at Columbus East. But if I was going to talk about East, you have to talk about the 3-headed monster that we have in the way of seniors. We have Eric Stiles, Jorge Nieto, and Zach Roberts. Eric Stiles was an honorable mention All-State player last year. He's one of the best players to come through our program in a number of years. He's excellent playing in the midfield as a two-way player and kind of our engine for our team. We've had soccer at Columbus East for the past 37 years, and we've been trying to keep stats pretty up to date with that. Jorge Nieto, after just 3 years, ranks in the top 20 for goals and assists, and so a very talented player. A lot of our attacks certainly goes through. Zach Roberts, again, a player who started in goal for the past 3 years, already ranks second in shutouts for our program, so a very talented player, and he looks to become the all-time shutout leader at goalkeeper at Columbus East. Some of the other names you'll hear about are our seniors, Gabe Rivera, Leighton Erfmeyer, and Thomas Sodell. Our senior class is not big, but these young men are excellent role models to the underclassmen and will be valuable assets to our program going forward. Other juniors and sophomores you'll be hearing about this year include Logan Klein, Kevin Sanchez, Branson Young, and Chris Quisenberry. It's always a great rival this week. We were excited when they were able to move things around, so we have so many events between East and North this week. We're certainly looking forward to the match Thursday. Best of luck to all the players and coaches this week.
Columbus North boys soccer coach Tom Pollard is in his second year. The 1983 North grad was an assistant coach under former coach Dave Green. Now guess what? Green is serving as an assistant under Pollard. Tom's son Noah, a deputy sheriff in Floyd County. Son Levi is JV baseball coach at North and strength and conditioning coach for North boys soccer. Tom has 2 grandchildren, a third on the way. First car, 83 Toyota Tercel. No air conditioning, no radio, a boom box in the passenger seat. North boys soccer, Tom Pollard.
Thank you all for being here. Thank you, Sam. I grew up listening to Sam. My brother Bob was a quarterback, point guard. Ned was a runner. Jeff was running from the law. But I never really knew this was a rivalry. I mean, I just grew up blue, right? I just was blue. And as a kid, I played in the very first Northeast soccer match, 1982. And all the guys at East were my buddies. We'd played together forever, and it was just a game, and never really thought of it as a rivalry. I actually went to my son's first football game. He played for Coach Gaddis, and I show up, and the whole sea is orange, and I'm wearing a blue shirt. And Robin Stuckey, who I knew from this school, she's like, come on, Pollard, you got to get it together. I didn't really, again, I kind of left town, and I went out east for a while, and I came back, and everybody's like, hey, there's rivalry week, and this is a big deal. And it's like, it's soccer. I just love soccer. I love everybody else. But in the 78th minute last year, Columbus East put a goal in, and their whole crowd ran on the field. The whole student body ran on the field. And I thought, I'm in a rivalry. I got to get my act together. So we went to work. I talked with Coach Hester, Mr. Hester. I talked to Coach Bless, and we went to work. And I actually reached out to a lot of coaches at North and talked about things, how we can improve our program. And we kind of slipped a little bit from the golden days of Coach Glover when he was winning state championships. And we put together a plan, and the boys really worked hard this offseason with Coach Bless in the weight room and doing SAQs and playing club soccer. We really got to committed to what it was to be a Bulldog at North. With that said, we're still building a little bit. We've had 3 matches, 2 conference matches. We're 1-1. Cathedral, who beat us last year 8-1, we were primed to get them this year. We saw them play, and we think, man, we're really going to get them back. So they drop us. So I tell Mr. Hester, hey, can you pick up Hauser or Brown County, somebody like that? No, he picks up Avon. 15 seniors. We fought them hard the other night. They took us 2-1. So we're young. We're going into the season. We're excited about it. We're really excited about the game against East. I think both teams are really good, and just to show that there is still class soccer down here throughout the state is really cool. I've got 4 seniors. All 4 of them were academic all-state. They're great leaders of the program. They're really coaches I'm sort of the head coach, but they're coaches to me as well. We've added Coach Dave Green back to the staff. Chris Morlock's on the staff. He was my assistant coach when I was coaching at Franklin College. So Chris and I were on the very first park and rec team that his dad coached. So we've known each other forever. Then we've added a former Bulldog, Sammy Lavelle, to coach the JV. Our seniors are leading the team. It's Andrew Goebel, Graham Keel, who was Player of the Year last year, Republic Player of the Year, Ben Malone, and Satara Kanata. Other than that, we're really young, Brad, so kind of take it easy on us, okay? You got all these seniors, and we got all these freshmen. So, Brad, good luck. Sam, appreciate it. Folks, thanks again.
Columbus North football coach Tim Bless is beginning year number 20. This fall, the coach will be following a sophomore daughter at IU and a junior Bulldog linebacker. Last year, the coach bought a new Jeep, ostensibly to share with son Luke. This summer, not much sharing. It's mostly Luke's vehicle. And you all remember fondly Coach Bless's first car, a baby blue Ford LTD with the driver's side window that wouldn't go down. Columbus North football coach Tim Bless.
Hi. Timothy Charles Bless. The first T stands... No, I'm just kidding. All in good fun, Mrs. Hackman, wherever you're at. Thank you again, Rotarians and guests, for the opportunity to speak on behalf of the Columbus North Bulldog football family. Since we've last met, here are some praiseworthy happenings. Our 2018 Bulldogs were quite successful. We are 8-2 at the varsity, 8-1 on the JV, also 8-1 on the freshman team. 7 of our players were named first team all-conference last year, with another 8 named honorable mention all-conference. 5 of last year's seniors were named academic all-state, a total of 88 since the year 2000, and including a National Football Foundation Scholar Athlete Award winner in Trenton Kelly. 17 former Bulldogs are currently playing college football as we speak, so some things we're very proud of. Though we had a rough out in week 1, like boys soccer, Hester decided to schedule Avon for our opener in football. And how many of you have an older sibling? Ever been roughed up by that older sibling before? Yeah, I just got it at age 47. For those of you that don't know, Avon's head coach is my oldest brother, Mark, and they kind of handed it to us Friday night. However, we're still optimistic for a successful 2019 team and plan to improve every week. We have 21 seniors led by our tri-captains, Mitchell Collier, Hunter Huser, and Landon Robbins. And here we are, week 2 versus the Olympians. What a fun challenge that will be, playing one of Indiana's finest football programs led by Coach Gaddis. Add to it the magnitude of the Cross-Town rivalry. It is simply high school athletics at its finest. And I do hope you're all able to be there Friday night and enjoy that atmosphere, and certainly at the soccer matches previously in the week. And then do the same through the year. You know, we keep playing after week 2. So East will have plenty of home football games, so will we, as well as soccer. Continue to support these young men and young women as they do their thing on their fields. Thank you so much for your support.
Columbus East football coach Bob Gaddis begins a 19th year at the helm of the O's. Robert spoke at the National High School Athletic Coaches Association Clinic and Convention in Bismarck, North Dakota over the summer, and he was one of 8 finalists for that organization's National Coach of the Year award. He also attended a clinic in Great Falls, Montana. He's been busy. His first car, a 1960 Ford Falcon, originally his sister's, top speed, 50 miles per hour, downhill. Columbus East grid mentor, Bob Gaddis.
Thank you, Sam and Rotarians, and thank you for sticking around. You know, I've been the last speaker a few times. We're past your regular ending time, so I'm not going to try to keep you here for a long time, but do appreciate what you do. And it's a great community. Listen to all of our coaches talk about what this means to this town. You know, we tell our kids, don't take this for granted. You know, Columbus is a great community. It's not like this everywhere. We're in a unique situation, but it's a great rivalry. It's a fun week for the kids. It takes on a different, I guess, color for us this week because we're now back in a section with Columbus North. We haven't had to do that before. It used to be great to get the week over with and just move on because the kids know each other, and it's a fun week. You know, when we go over scouting report tonight, we won't have to tell the kids their numbers because they'll know their names, all right, and they know each other. So it's great. I will tell you this, that, you know, like I said before, it's not like this in every community. We're very fortunate that we have strong athletics in this town. We have a great school system. You know, if you think about it, at both high schools, 1 out of every 3 kids is an athlete. All right, so they have a chance to have a great influence on our community, our schools, our communities, and they're going to be the people sitting out here someday. So, you know, come out and support them. Come out and support them. You know, it's really, everybody gets busy. This is a big week. We get great crowds this week, but you know, if you can support them in the future, go out and watch them play. Because there's some great kids. You know, coaches have talked about all the kids that have earned scholastic awards. We have great student athletes. They're busy. They work hard, and we put out a good product in this town and everything. About our team, we have it's kind of a unique, I guess, bonding of kids. We got 11 starters and 11 new guys. We start 22 kids as most large programs do, and you know, we have a lot of, I think about 100 kids in our program, which is good. I will tell you this, one thing that gets concerning to me about athletics is that the you know, kids get so daggone busy, and they get pulled so many different directions. We're lucky we still got kids competing for us. You know, we're huge into multi-sport athletes. Our 4 captains, Cole Gilly, Lance Grivey, Tyler Seven, and Dalton Back are all multi-sport athletes, as over 70% of the kids in our program are. We want them to play other sports. We want them to do things in school. You know, we've had kids that are on the academic team, that are in the play and all that stuff, and that's what high school is about. So if you can get those kids all to come together and be football players, you know, during our time, that's important to have those well-rounded type kids. About the game, I will tell you this, that you can throw the record books out. You know, it's since I've been in town, it's we're even. Okay, Coach Bless and I are even. We have great respect for their program. Our kids have respect for each other. And, you know, there's been several games that I've been involved. It's come down to the last possession. Okay, it doesn't matter what year it is. It's going to be great football. You know, it's taken on around the state. A lot of people recognize it as 2 really good football programs. And we're just happy that we're going to show up and play against North, and hopefully there'll be a lot of people there this week. Thanks a lot.